All right. Just waiting to go live. What is up? Gear Squad, Chain Gear here, bringing you another video. Today, we are back with a surprise GearCast special. It's a GearCast special because I haven't done GearCast in a long time, but I'm not by myself. I'm obviously with not a co-host, but a friend here to introduce you guys to somebody not new, but kind of reborn, if you will. Reborn in terms of the YouTube community. Her name is Scarlett EK on YouTube. Yeah?
Yeah.
What's a good way, what's the other, outside of Scarlett EK on YouTube, is there something else people call you, or?
People call me too much stuff.
Alright, what's the best way to?
Kate.
Kate, okay. Elizabeth Kate is your PSN.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlett EK is your Scarlett, and then EK standing for Elizabeth Kate.
Right.
Cool.
And I could choose Scarlett.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, because there's another. Yeah. All right. So anyway, I'm here to talk to you guys, to hang out with Scarlett EK and kind of chat with you guys, as well as actually I just took the chat off. I'll pull it up on my phone. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of chill, talk about a couple topics. It's been a while. And I wanted to go ahead and throw up another GearCast, since again I haven't done it in a while. Probably gonna try and chop this up and put it on YouTube as well. It's obviously streaming here on YouTube, but I'm gonna try and get it to you know, come up a little bit differently as well, in like different little segments. So the first and foremost, the first thing I want to talk about is, hold up, this is what's cool. So I'm streaming on my PC. This is how I do things now, because I'm cool and I can do this. Bam! Oh. So Overwatch is your game. It's like your number one game, right? It's like the game you play. And so I kind of want to talk a little bit about Overwatch. For those that don't know, and you actually probably wouldn't know nowadays, but so I don't really play Overwatch that much anymore. I used to play Overwatch all the time, and then I stopped. And I think there are a couple of reasons why I kind of stopped holding my interest, but we're not necessarily going to talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit about your interest with Overwatch, how you felt about year one Overwatch, because it's been out for a year now, and year two Overwatch, kind of what's been happening already. There's a lot of different things that have come out, and kind of what's coming in Overwatch year two, and just kind of get your thoughts about it. So first and foremost, how did you get involved in Overwatch?
You.
Yeah, that's right. What's up? I had the beta. Right? I had the beta. You were over my place in Chicago back in the day, and you played a little bit of May, which is funny because
was so bad.
Yeah, this is back in the day. It's back in the day. And we met because we played Blacklight for the shout out to the Kasash clan. But we used to play Blacklight together, and then you picked up Overwatch, and you play it a lot. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I played it at your place, and I was like, this is the game, because Blacklight wasn't updating anything anymore, so I was just like, this is the game, Chain Gear.
Rip.
And it was. I just got addicted to it.
Yeah, you play competitively in terms of like competitive Overwatch. You don't play like in a team or anything like that, but you play like basically competitive only. And you play you're a Masters, Grandmaster right now?
Yeah, GM.
Okay, Grandmaster. And you're what I don't know if this is derogatory or not, so let me know if I'm wrong, but you may call yourself a one trick?
Mercy main.
Okay, you're Mercy main.
However, if I go into a match and I see another Mercy main, I take Diva instantly. Because I just say, you can take it, it's fine.
Right.
Do what you're best at.
Cool. Okay, so Mercy and Diva, what other characters do you play as?
Symmetra.
And Symmetra. Okay, interesting. So Symmetra definitely was not like a viable pick at all early year one, but after the changes and stuff, she seems pretty viable now.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. Good to know.
Even on like the King of the Hill maps, she's getting played.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about that. Year one. So you started playing, I know you played the beta, but then you got it a little after it came out, right?
I got it just after the summer games or whatever it was.
Okay. Yeah. No, summer games, right? Summer games.
No, I think I got it just at the end of that because I have a couple things from it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I think I remember that. I was playing that, and then you got in, and then we kind of played a little bit. Yeah, we used to play a ton. It was you, me, Fat Kid Baby Seat, a couple other people as well. But yeah, we used to play quite a lot. Year one, how did you feel about it kind of overall? Like, so I guess in year one, the best way to look at it, I like going through their website for a second because they have new heroes as well as some events as well. So last year they introduced Sombra. She's pretty cool. They introduced, where's she at? Anna. She's pretty cool. Orisa. She was like really close to year two. Or was she year two?
No, I think she was close to year two.
I think, she's end of year one, right? Yeah. They they completely redid Symmetra, basically. Not completely, but they made some pretty big overhauls. But they're constantly messing with the game. They're constantly changing the game, which is always great. They made some pretty big changes to Bastion, I would say. And they just recently, in year two, did a lot of changes to Reaper. But yeah, so pretty, large character roster for a team-based shooter, I would say. A hero-based shooter, I would say. I should say. And then if we take a look at the events,
Doomfist. Don't forget about Doomfist.
Well, he's here too.
Oh,
he's here too. But year one, all those characters, and it actually doesn't look like they have nearly as many events that they're showing. But they had a couple events. They had let's see, they had the
Summer Games.
Yep.
Halloween.
Yep.
Christmas.
Yep.
Chinese New Year.
Yep.
Uprising.
Yeah, Uprising was pretty cool.
Uprising was awesome.
That was their first, like, I feel like, real entry into PvE. They had the Halloween event, which was PvE.
People loved that.
Yeah, I like the Halloween event. I thought it was cool, but it wasn't like replayable that much.
Yeah.
You like played it, mastered it, and then you were done. But I did like it. Cool. So Overwatch, you played some, you played all of that. And so now year two has come in. Let's go back to heroes. And there's Doomfist, which is pretty cool. I like Doomfist. Know when he comes out. He's still in the PTR, right? Which is like the public test region. Public test region. So you can only play it on PC right now, but he'll come out like in the actual stable version of the game soon. But you'll see these are all of his new attacks and things like that. He's pretty cool. There he is right there.
Oh, he's got high difficulty? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of combos. You got to be able to actually move with him and stuff. Yeah. But he's pretty awesome. I like him. I've done a couple of I've talked about him a little bit on the channel. But yeah, even though I'm not really into Overwatch that much anymore, I am pretty excited to try out Doomfist. What else are you kind of excited for year two? It seems like there's a lot of things that could happen. More new characters, more new maps. What else are you interested in?
I never got to play Lucio Ball.
So
I hope they bring it back.
That was for the summer, spring games or whatever. Cool. Okay. Anything else? Any other events that you're interested in? I heard that they're not really making new events, or that's not their focus. Yeah, but they're doubling down on the old ones. Anything else?
I hope they bring back old skins. You can get them again. It would make sense if they did that.
And
introduce new ones as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So by year 3 or 4, every character will have a skin for every event.
Right. I've heard that that's a big thing that they're trying to do. Is they're introducing weapon skins, because there's always been a slot for weapon skins, but it's just the weapon skin that you.
It's just the gold one.
Yeah, or the one that you have with the skin for your whole character. But it seems like now we're going to be able to have separate weapon skins, which I think is pretty cool.
Gonna make everything pink.
Yeah,
be great.
That's your jam. Everything pink. So what? So is there anything that you think that this game is missing? I know I have a couple things that I think the game is missing that I'd love to kind of put my own 2 cents out there about. But is there anything you think that could really make this game awesome, or that you'd love to see in year 2? Moonshot ideas, like 17 new characters by the end of the year, something crazy.
I don't think they need to add that many new characters. I mean, if they do...
it doesn't have to be new characters, but I'm just saying, is there anything that you think they could add into the game?
I think we could use a new game mode.
Okay.
Not like a whole new... Not like a new thing to queue for, like a new game mode that you would have in quick play. Same sort of thing. And I'm pretty sure people have had, ideas about that.
Yeah.
I don't really know about any of them.
Yeah, I feel like there's been the same kind of game modes over and over again. I feel like we could see some new game modes, maybe even just an introduction to an actual team deathmatch. I mean, I'm not super big on that, but I think there are a lot of characters that it just doesn't work for. How do you just have a Reinhardt in team deathmatch? That's just probably not fun to play as.
I think it would be cool if they did like a free-for-all, but like random heroes.
Yeah, I feel like that sounds like one of those things that you could put in the arcade. If they don't already have that as one of the arcade things.
There's no free-for-all. It's only team stuff.
I think something that I would love to see, and let me know what you think about this, is a clan system.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I feel like the clan system was like one of the things that in Blacklight kind of kept things going, and in many games kind of keeps things going because you kind of have your own story or your own personal driven agenda. Where in Overwatch, I know I stopped playing. A lot of the reason is because I was just like, you went into a different, you became GM. I stopped playing for a bit and I wanted to get back in, but it was almost impossible for me to get back in and play with you at least. And so it was just kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I want to really do this. I wasn't representing anyone but myself. So you kind of just feel like it's just everything feels very personal. I think adding in a layer of organized chaos would be kind of cool. So adding in a clan system, I think, would it get me back into it? I don't know. But like if you were to start a clan, like and you introduced me into it and there were rules and like you were like, yeah, you have to play every so often, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I don't mind. Like I would play, I think. Meet new people, meet new friends, and I think that's one of the things that this game is just missing a ton of. Other than that, I think the game's been doing pretty well.
I think we could use some kind of in-game sense of community.
Okay, what do you mean? Like what do you
like a clan system, but also like especially if you play comp or something, but it can be casual too, I guess. Like we always have like a friends list, and I think it would be cool if we could have some way to not necessarily invite someone, but like I don't know, like organize playing together in the game. I think that would be cool, especially in comp. Yeah. Like it just seems so like, you know how Stylosa Unit Loss has been saying like, I hate comp now because it's too random and it's like flipping a coin every time. It's true. You never know what you're gonna get. And I think it's helpful like if we had some sort of like system where not necessarily queuing together, but like organizing the game a little bit more. Like the role select or something. I don't know. Yeah, no,
I think that'd be cool. I think it would be awesome if they started playing with it at least, right? Like having some sort of like test competitive or like an event where they start testing. Like it's like, oh, we're running an event where like after a competitive season, they try new competitive role sets. Or like where you're only allowed to have one of each role or something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
And I think they need to figure out what to do about throwers and toxicity, especially on console.
Yeah, toxicity is pretty bad. I mean, I think it's interesting because on console, we never really see that, especially because you and I, and many people here, I don't really think play that much Call of Duty. Call of Duty is obviously known for its toxicity, but I think games like League of Legends is even worse. And so I think when a game like this came into the console sphere of things, we all kind of were like, whoa, like people are just not nice. And I completely agree with that. I do think clan systems and some of those community ideas that you had, like, might make a huge difference with that. But yeah, how do you actually actively combat that without like AI listening to your conversations or something is difficult.
Here's a good idea.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
What if the game had some sort of system where it told you who was online and who was like within your rank range? And like, if it told you, like, this person's queuing, would you like to join their queue?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But without being in a group.
Right.
Because they don't necessarily have a mic or whatever. I don't know. I think that's it's so much better than solo queuing. Like,
yeah, I can imagine that. I can
understand, even if they can't do that in comp, because then it would count as queuing together.
Right.
But even in quick play, you could avoid toxicity just by doing that.
Yeah, I think it would add to that sense of community as well.
Your friend joined your queue. Would you like to join?
With them, yeah. Cool.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of ideas that you could kind of do. Maybe we could do another GearCast special thing at some point, really fleshing out some of those ideas and thinking about them. But yeah,
one more thing. I want pharmacy skins.
Pharmacy being like Farah or Farah and Mercy. Those two are overpowered, and it's awesome. Like, yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I feel like just giving like I don't know. I think there's a couple cool ideas on that one. So. You really like Overwatch. You've been playing Overwatch for a long time. Before we kind of jump ship and go to a different topic and talk to some of you guys in the chat. So, you know, you have a YouTube channel. You used to have a YouTube channel. You used to cover Blacklight. But you don't anymore.
Yeah.
And now you have a new YouTube channel and you cover Overwatch. Tell us a little bit about it. What's it called?
It's called Scarlett EK.
We just talked about that, but
yeah.
If you want to check out her YouTube channel, in the description below, that's where it is. So go ahead and check that out. But yeah, tell us a little bit about what we might be able to see.
Some amazing content.
What kind of content?
It's just like Mercy Overwatch competitive content with a dash of like other heroes in there as well.
Cool.
And I'm planning on doing more like, I started off doing like Mercy tips, but I'm planning on stretching out and doing like different stuff like funny videos and generic competitive videos and stuff like that.
Cool.
So, and just chilled out stuff.
You ever think you might stream?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Oh, yeah. That's the first time I think I've ever heard you say, yeah, definitely about it. But awesome. Cool. So if you guys are interested in more Overwatch content, I probably won't ever really do Overwatch content on this channel. But if there's any time we can collab on that, let me know. That'd be cool. But yeah, I mean, I think talking about Overwatch, and if you guys are ever interested in Overwatch, I would definitely check out your channel, especially if you like Mercy content. You've got some good montages up there. You've got a couple. I do like the videos of kind of like the tips and things like that. Mercy is a lot more complex than people think, I think. It's less about DPS and skill and more about intellectual skill, I guess.
Strategy.
Yeah, intellectual, strategy and things like that. So you can't just like play Soldier 76 for like a year and then like hop on to Mercy. Like, it's not going to work out. We talk about this a lot, is like, you're a GM Mercy, and if you switch over to Soldier, you're probably like a Platinum Soldier, and that changes quite a lot, which I think is interesting, and I think that's also sometimes a problem, is that like, if you, like, you may be a GM because you've played Mercy a lot, but then if you need to switch, you may not be a GM player anymore, basically. So yeah, finding out a way to kind of help with that might be, I don't know. Yeah. Cool. Well, that's Overwatch, guys. I'm going to go ahead and check the chat because there are actually quite a lot of you in here, which is awesome. For at least us just getting started. Cassandra, hello. Thank you for coming in as always. She kind of mentioned something about Lucio Ball. Bloodseeker BLR, Assassin. Thank you. I know Assassin doesn't even like Overwatch. Plays a lot of Paladins. We don't dislike it anymore though. Let me know if that's true or not. Comic Club, what's up, dude? Good to see you. They're actually talking about Arrow, the new season of Arrow. But I promise I'll check the chat a little bit more, guys. I got it up right here, so hopefully that'll help me out a little bit. Let's go ahead and jump into another conversation. You've been playing some other games as well, and there are a couple games that I wanted to talk about that I haven't really been able to make videos about. So I hope this is helpful. Lawbreakers. You played a little bit of Lawbreakers.
That was so fun.
I have a video about Lawbreakers. Do I have 2 videos about Lawbreakers? I have at least 1 video about Lawbreakers. And I wanted to talk to you about Lawbreakers because you're a very different kind of gamer than I am. But we both kind of came up in the competitive scene of things through Blacklight. We both played some Overwatch. And then now you played a ton of Overwatch. And then there's Lawbreakers. And Lawbreakers
it's like a whole different ballgame.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's different than BLR, different than Overwatch. So I kind of wanted to hear your personal thoughts on Lawbreakers. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about Lawbreakers as well in the chat and in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think about Lawbreakers. If you've played it, if you've seen my video. I played the beta. If the beta ever comes back out, which it seems like it might, then I would definitely hop on that bandwagon. But you did play the beta alongside me. I played it a little bit. Well, not alongside. We kind of switched back and forth. So what did you think about the beta?
I thought it was great.
What did you like about it?
It was really intense. Everything. It was. I imagine if I wasn't into Blacklight, I mean, if I wasn't into Overwatch, oops, awkward. If I wasn't into Overwatch, I feel like that would be my game.
There we go.
Definitely.
Yeah, Lawbreakers. Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, I mean, I think this is like what you guys are saying right now is like their homepage. And they have a pretty awesome video talking about Lawbreakers, just why it's so different. It's a very PC-centric game, but works so well on PlayStation 4.
It felt great.
One of the things I talked about a ton is that this game is so skill-based. And like technical skill. Like there's definitely that sense of tactics, a lot less of that idea of strategy, but tactics and skill. It's just so awesome, which is a lot like Blacklight, right? Like Blacklight is way more of a skill-based game.
It's not like Overwatch, you can't have no mechanical skill and be really good at Blacklight.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you could try and just be a healer, but it's like not going to work.
You're going to die.
Yeah. So I like kind of harkening back to that idea of like, you know, pure skill. And I think one of the things I like so much about it is that I think it's even more skill based than Blacklight is. I mean, Blacklight's definitely skill based, don't get me wrong, but like,
you have to think about mobility as well.
Yeah, I think the skill cap on Blacklight kind of caps out at a specific point, where this game so lightning fast. It's crazy. So let's kind of go through some of the things, like for example, the roles in the game. So it's a team-based shooter. I guess you could call it a role-based shooter. I wouldn't say it's a hero-based shooter. Only because there is an evil side and like a good side, or there's a law side and there's a breaker side. And the law and the breakers both have the same roles. So for example, you see there's this new role called the Harrier. Did not get to play as them. But there's a law side, which is her, and a breaker side, which is him. Same exact set of attributes, and skills and stuff, but they have different, personalities, and the way they look is different.
She looks really cool.
Yeah, she's awesome. I love both. I mean, the characters are just awesome. But so there's their roles, right? And I really liked it. How did you feel? Who did you play as most? The Enforcer, right?
This guy. And
you're pointing at the screen. It's kind of
like that guy.
No, yeah, the Enforcer. We played a lot of. Both of us did. We tried the Battle Medic. I like the Battle Medic. I just can't. I just have a hard time. The Battle Medic has a grenade launcher. Very, very hard time playing as that. The Assassin was awesome to play as. Very difficult. Assassin, I hope to see you playing Assassin, because she's awesome. She's just really, really difficult. Gunslinger, I would say, is probably the most difficult, at least for me. Did you ever get to play the Gunslinger?
No, I just played the Enforcer in the Battle.
Yeah. The Harrier I never played as because that wasn't available for the beta. Juggernaut I liked as well. You get to see some Juggernaut gameplay. I have gameplay of this character as well. Juggernaut's awesome. He's kind of like your defense character. Like, he can put down a shield, just like a straight up wall in front of you, which is kind of cool. And he's got a shotgun that can basically 1 or 2 hit you. You gotta be really careful around him. But I like him a lot. His ultimate is basically he can use it anytime, and it just brings up a giant like shielded version of him. It's really, really cool. There's the Titan, who I got to play as a little bit. I thought she was kind of underpowered, at least for the console version.
Like the minigun type thing?
Yeah. No. That's Vanguard. Titan was the one with the rocket launcher or the Tesla gun thing. Yeah, the Titan, I think, and they turn into Palpatine and just start like electrocuting people. But they're all. I like the Titan. I think they're cool. I love the idea. Just massive spike damage if you can land the shots and stuff. And I don't know. We'll see. Then there's the Vanguard. I thought the Vanguard was awesome. That's the one where you're flying around with the minigun.
Yeah, you had a hard time with that one.
Yeah, in the beginning, I had a really tough time. I felt like I kind of got the hang of it after a while. But I also just love the character interaction between the two of them. The Law and the Breaker side. The Law side will starts kind of talks trash on it doesn't talk trash, but she's always kind of like you could have been one of us kind of thing, and the Breaker is like, go screw you. And then there's Wraith. Wraith is probably my favorite. Wraith's a little overpowered right now. Wraith can slide around the map like crazy, and just has a really high damage output, short or medium range, and you can close in those gaps really quickly. So Enforcer was my favorite. Wraith was my second favorite. So overall, how did you kind of feel about the roles? I know you didn't get to play as them all, but do you feel like they're kind of balanced?
Do you like balanced, definitely. Okay,
cool. And I know Overwatch is very different, hero-based shooter. What do you think about the similarities?
I didn't feel. I mean, I didn't play that much, but I didn't feel like. I feel like Overwatch is much more of a tactical game, whereas this is a lot more like if you're good, you're good, and if you're bad, sorry.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I felt like it was one of those games where I kept having fun though, no matter what. And in the beginning we were both pretty bad, and then we kept playing, and then we'd kind of start getting on the top. We had both gotten VIP quite often. VIP is like the best in the entire game, so you can actually get VIP and lose, which I like. In Overwatch, I think one of the most frustrating things is you have to win to oh no, that's not Overwatch. Is it Overwatch?
Depends what you're talking about.
When you to get play of the game.
Oh no.
Yeah, you can. It doesn't matter, right? Yeah. There are some games where you have to win to get notoriety. Oh, Blacklight. Blacklight, when you win, let's say I carry in a Blacklight game, and I just destroy, right? I got
you're on
60
the
kills,
team.
but I'm on the right, but I'm
So
on
you won't
the
be on the screen.
Yep. That's really frustrating. I like in Call of Duty even, I like being able to attribute people that, you know, did really well, even if they're on the other team. You recognize that they're good players no matter what. And I like in this game, I don't know. Why was I even mentioning that? Did they even do that at the end? I don't even remember.
We're talking about VIP.
Oh yeah, the VIP. The VIP, like you can get VIP whether you're on the winning or losing side. So I like that. I think that's pretty cool.
Just want to say that Ginger Wraith guy reminds me of Tormund from Game of Thrones. The ginger guy who hits on Brienne.
Oh, yeah. Game of Thrones, guys.
Game of Thrones.
Good stuff. It's Sunday. We're about to watch that tonight, 9 o'clock. Cool. What did you think about, let's see, the map, not the maps, but the modes. The maps, I don't really, I'm not good at, like, caring about maps that much unless they're bad. Which is probably bad. I probably should think about that more. I liked all the maps mostly, aside from that really open one was difficult.
With the ball in the middle.
No. The one where the
when it's the two sides.
Yeah, the gravity spheres are on the left.
And it's really close to the spawn.
Yep.
Yeah, that was really stressful.
It's stressful is the right word. I realized that I'm not nearly as good at the game because when I started watching other people play, they use those gravity things like crazy. And I'm like, what? I did not know you could do this spinny thing around them and then fling yourself across. Like, how did you know that? But there is such an awesome skill cap. But I do like the game modes as well. I do want to mention that Assassin said Wraith can go eat a nuke. This assassin obviously does not like Wraith. I love Wraith though. Wraith's so OP. But had a couple people asking about BLR and BCL. We'll talk about that in a bit, guys. But yeah, Lawbreakers. How do you feel about the modes? There's Uplink, Blitzball. I thought you played Turf War. You played all these, right?
Yeah,
what did you think about them? Maybe we can just go down the line. How did you feel about Uplink?
I know which this one was, but I'm confused by the other two because I just know there was the one with the battery charging.
Yeah, so Blitzball, that's an easy one to know.
Yeah.
I love this, by the way.
Little ball talks to you.
Yeah. Blitzball is probably the most sports-oriented game.
They're shooting at us?
Yeah. You have this little ball that talks, and you have to go get the ball. So the ball sits there and like spawns in, and you have to fight each other for it. And then you grab the ball, and then once you grab it, you have to bring it to the other side's team, right? So it's like soccer, or football.
It was a little, it's kind of like capture the flag, but with one flag.
Yeah, and you have to take it back to their base. So yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's a lot of fun, but you have to be good. Wraith is really overpowered in this mode so far. He would just like grab the ball and then like go halfway across the map, depending on the type of map it is. But when you got good, you felt like you knew what you were doing, and there'd be a defense side and an offense side. Juggernaut would kind of be just waiting for you at the base. I really love this game. I thought Blitzball was awesome. Did you like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool, I just liked it because the ball talks.
Yeah, the ball was adorable. I love it. It kept the game kind of going in a specific way.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Save me! Then there's Turf War. Turf War you probably remember as well. That's classic domination. Like capture one zone, capture another zone, and then capture the other one, right? Like there are three zones and you have to capture them. It goes pretty quickly. I think this is the one where like...
So is this the one where it went on forever?
No, Blitzball would go on forever. Blitzball is like, because you could grab the ball and then it would drop and then like it would explode and so no one would score. And so you could not score for a really long time and you had to score 8. So like you could just have it forever. And like you had to score 8, which means like you could both have 7 and 7, right? You could have gone 7, like 14 times, right? Scored 14 and like, between the two. And you could have had a really... Like, you could have kept dropping the ball and things like that. So, Blitzball can take a long time.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But then it's not, because there was that game when you, like, just got 8 in a row.
Oh,
yeah. 7 in a row.
Yeah, sometimes you can just dominate, and it's like, oh, that was too fast. Turf War I like, though. Turf War was pretty quick. You have to use tactics a lot more. Like, do you go after the base that's near their respawn?
Oh, I remember this now.
Yeah, do you fight for the one in the middle? Most of the time, it's like you take yours, the other person takes theirs, and then you fight in the middle. But then someone might come around, Wraith might sneak up and like go ahead and capture the one in the back. So
I think I remember watching you play this, but I don't think I played this one.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I like Turf War. I thought it was good. It can go really quickly. You gotta have to mix things up in the middle of the game. Now, Uplink and Overcharge, those are the most similar. Both of them is grab the battery or grab the uplink, carry the uplink to your base, or carry the battery to your base. But the difference is that this charges, right? So it charges at your base, and then it maintains the charge. Worst thing about this is that if you charge it all the way to 100%,
they can still take it away.
Right. And then Juggernaut comes in and kills everyone, takes it, then goes back to their base. They only have to hold it for 20 seconds. So you have to hold it the whole time.
I think this one felt the most competitive for me. This one felt the most like, I hate the other team and they all have to die.
Yeah.
Whereas the ball one is like, the ball.
You're focused on the ball for Blitz Ball. You're focused for Turf War. You're focused on capturing the points. You're not focused on them as much. Overcharge is definitely like holding the fan.
Charging the battery.
Yeah,
get them.
Right.
Kill them all.
Yeah, I that's a really good way to put it. It's just like there's the enemy, kill them all, grab the point, leave. I totally like that's where you'll use your super, your ultimate, and you'll kill everyone, or like you'll try really hard, and like everyone's kind of working together. These two, it's a little bit different. And uplink, very similar, right? Like you have to take the uplink, you have to take it to your point, and then upload, and then it's done. I like uplink as well. I like them both. I think
they seem very similar.
Yeah, they're basically the same exact thing aside from one just uploads. The other one doesn't. The other one, it gets charged and you can move it around. But yeah, I really like this game. I really, really like Lawbreakers. I think it's a lot of fun. You seemed like you liked it. Cool.
It stressed me out a little bit.
So. Yeah. How did you feel about the gravity defying part?
You mean just like the fact that you can float around?
Yeah, I mean that's the number one thing about this game, right? Is like black lights, boots on the ground the whole time, which I love. But this game, I think, does things very differently.
It makes it a bit more interesting.
Yeah. Did you feel like it was a gimmick, or did you feel like it really felt good?
Yeah, it made the whole game feel different.
Yeah.
You almost want to like make everything happen outside.
Yeah, I can feel that.
If you master that, then you can just stay outside a lot of the time and like wreck everyone.
Yeah, there are a couple of characters that really do well outside. The good thing is, I think that all of the objectives are inside, so each and every character kind of has their strengths.
You have to do both.
Yeah, Juggernaut's gonna have a tough time outside, but technically he can move around the map really quickly. You can shoot behind you, which I think is awesome. Very hard to master. I don't even think you tried to shoot behind you. Right, but like imagine like you're like classic blacklight. You have to turn around, get turned on, right? Like someone just turns around and just kills you. That's not even gonna happen in this game. Like in this game, you're just gonna aim behind you and shoot. Like it's awesome. It also allows you to soar through the air really quickly by like shooting your gun behind you, and it propels you forward. So there's so many really awesome gravity-defying moments in this game that I think is pretty cool. But yeah, the roles and the maps are awesome. I mean, we can kind of go through the maps later at some point. Yeah, the modes were awesome as well. But yeah, I really like Lawbreakers. I can't remember his name. I wonder if they have it. God, he's so annoying. I couldn't stand him.
They loved him. He was like, at least you got killed by me or something.
Oh, yeah. Kentaro. God, Kentaro's so annoying. Yeah, I love all of the characters though. Honestly, I think they're really, really cool. It's a bit of a darker game. Apparently beforehand it was supposed to be a little bit lighter, but it's very like it's an adult game. A lot of people who were trying to kind of put the be like, oh, Overwatch or Lawbreakers, which I don't think they're that comparable.
Is Pixar.
Yeah. Overwatch is very much like, I would say Overwatch is Pixar, Paladins is a coloring book, and this game is like an R-rated. Yeah, it does look like a coloring book. Come on. You're right. And Lawbreakers looks like an R-rated movie. Lawbreakers is like cursing at each other, beating the crap out of each other, like. It's very mature. Like, don't let your kids play this. You know what I'm saying?
Battleborn is a comic.
Yeah, Battleborn's a comic. I can feel that. I definitely feel that. Yeah.
I was like, what's the name of it?
Yeah, no, good guy. I do like that game. I really do. And they updated it. It's also not free to play. Fun fact. Anyway, not completely. The multiplayer is free to play. Anyway, yeah, great game. Really liked it. I see a couple other people kind of came into the chat. Awesome. I love when I do that. I say awesome, that people are in the chat, and then awesome's in the chat. Awesome. Awesome. Your mother's also in the chat.
She is? I mean, surprised that she found it.
That's impressive. hello. But yeah, no, thanks so much, guys, for joining in still. But let's go ahead and talk about another topic. There's another game that you spoiled it. There's another game that you've been playing for quite a bit now, and I've been playing with you as well as Ballistic Phoenix, which we'll talk about later. And that game is. I know. I'm really upset about it. I don't want to talk about it. Okay. Another time. We'll probably talk about the Destiny beta because we both have it. We'll probably both stream it. Killing Floor 2. Love Killing Floor 2. It's made by a company called Tripwire. But I know I love this little video right here. I love Tripwire because they made this game, but also ported over to PS4 by Hardsuit Labs. Anytime Hardsuit Labs puts out a game or helps put out a game, I'm always there. Like the only game I haven't gotten from them is BioShock Infinite or BioShock the Collection, and that's because I played all the games. Don't really feel like I need to replay them. But other than that, I've played all of their games. One of your old favorite games was ported by Hardsuit Labs, the MOBA. Smite, yeah. I love Hardsuit. We'll always love Hardsuit just because I think they do really, really well. So, yeah, Killing Floor 2, incredible game. Let's just hear your thoughts on it. Just like tell us why you like the game. You've been playing it a lot. You do like the game, right? Spoilers, you like the game. And we've been playing it a ton. So has Assassin. So Assassin, we're going to ask you for some help at the end of this. But yeah, tell us a little bit about Killing Floor.
I mean, this is like my chill out game now.
Yeah.
Like, surprisingly, because it's pretty stressful. But it's just, I don't know, it's just so satisfying. And the game just feels so good.
Yeah, it's a first-person zombie shooter, cooperative. So as you can see, there's survival game mode. And you can play it by yourself or you can play it cooperatively. But basically, you're just going, it's like Left 4 Dead, where you're going around, you're shooting up zombies. But it's more tactical than Left 4 Dead, I would say. Left 4 Dead is just crazy. You're just going out, shooting everything, pandemonium everywhere. It's a good-feeling game, but it's also old. And I think
it's pretty old now.
Killing Floor 2, everything feels so crisp.
One of the best things is I feel like the aim assist is so strong, but you don't feel it.
Yeah, and I think because this is a PvE game, you kind of get away with that.
I just get headshot after headshot.
Yeah.
And I know it's not on me.
Oh, yeah. When if you look at like the side of an enemy and then you scope in, it like goes to them. It doesn't go to their head, to be fair.
Right. Like it doesn't feel weird.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I think the aim assist,
it never screws up. You always aim for the right person. Like in other games, sometimes you're aiming for someone and then someone walks past and it's like,
I don't think there's aim assist for when you're non-scoped. And I think that helps. I think scoped aim assist is a good way to do things.
I mean, I'm always scoped and I haven't noticed any problems.
Oh, no. I'm just saying that scoped, that's when you're aim assisting, right? Like, again, if you are non-scoped and then you look at an enemy and you're not on them and you scope, it'll scope onto them. You know what I mean? This is very apparent in Borderlands. If you ever play Borderlands and you scope in, you'll scope in on their head. Like, it's nuts. Whereas, I think in Blacklight, there's a lot of aim assist for when you're not scoped in. And that...
Which makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense, but I think it screws up the game. I think a lot of people don't like the aim assist on Blacklight. I don't really like the aim assist on Blacklight. I'm used to it now. But, like, even when I just come back into the game, I'm still used to it. But... I do feel like it could be worked on. But yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I know. But it is. I completely agree that it's so tactical feeling. Everything feels tactile. That's the word I'm looking for. It's tactical, but it's also very tactile. Everything feels like every bullet goes exactly where the little red dot is, which feels great. It's like every single time you hit an enemy, you can feel the crunch, which is gross, but awesome.
Like when you get a headshot, the head just explodes every single time.
Yeah, it feels really, really good. There's also versus survival, just like Left 4 Dead, where Left 4 Dead, like you can play as the zombies. Same thing here. I have yet to play that. You have played it.
I tried it once with Dave. We just did me and him. We didn't do.
Oh, the private maturation, yeah. And I could see this being fun as well. I don't know if I care enough. This is not a game that I would play competitively in any way.
The co-op is just fun enough.
Yeah. But I could also see like playing this every once in a while to mix things up. There are a ton of maps.
Oh, so great.
Yeah, there's a lot of maps, and they're awesome. There's this like bioplant thing. There's Burning Paris. There's a lot of new maps as well. They just released this one, which is really creepy. Actually, no, this is... Oh, yeah, no, this is it. Is this the one?
Do you think the new skins will stay on that map when they go away?
Maybe. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they also do a lot of events. Speaking of skins, they have a lot of events as well. Before we get to the events, though, I would say this is kind of one of the most annoying things, to be honest. And I don't think...
System?
Yeah, so they have a really dumb loot system. And I think the major reason is because they just don't have a lot of loot. I think if there were tons of loot, they'd be able to do just a better loot system. But it's just all weird cosmetic stuff that, like, basically you get, like, these chests and you can break them down to create better stuff.
Like, you get something out of the chest and then you recycle it.
Or you can't even open the chest because you don't have the key. You have to buy keys to open chests, and the keys are like $250 or something. It's just not worth it. I think like Blacklight, I think, had one of the best free-to-play systems. Like, you could rent everything, or you could buy it. And I spent lots of money in that game. This is not a free-to-play game, mind you, which makes me feel even weirder about it, that there's this weird crafting system. But yeah, they call it the Z-Economy.
I keep forgetting that.
This is not a free-to-play game. We got it free for PlayStation Plus last month, but it's not a free-to-play game. $30, $40, yeah. So it's a sub $60 game, but now that games like Lawbreakers are out, you know, with which is $30, you know, like Lawbreakers is a $30 game.
That really makes me wonder why they have this weird system.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's really strange.
I don't know. I mean, I do understand that, like, you know, microtransactions are a thing, and you do want to keep making money. And the game, I do want to say, is doing really well when it comes to giving more content. It just recently released, but it's been in alpha and beta for a long time before that. And they'll actually show, these are all of the updates that they've given so far. And these are really significant updates. The Return of the Patriarch, this is like literally when the Patriarch came out. 2 new maps, 1 new perk. Perks are the roles in this game. 6 new weapons. This was like their first... That was an accident. This was like their first big update. Like, this is a really big deal. New playable character, all this stuff, right? So I think this was really, really cool. And a lot of this is PC centric as well. But this when the Gunslinger came out, which I love the Gunslinger, even though I don't really get to play as much. But look at all these new weapons for him. I really, really love. It's just awesome. I just think it's so cool. How much stuff they. Yeah, there are a lot of guns. So I think that's pretty cool. Hold on. I don't remember the shortcut to go back. That's okay. But there we go. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of awesome stuff and awesome content they put in this game, but it's a crunchy game, a tactile and tactical game. Highly recommend anyone who you know is interested in shooting up zombies. It's basically a way better standalone version of the zombie shooting version of what is that in Blacklight.
Oh, yeah, it is kind of like that.
Yeah, the zombie, I can't remember what it is. Someone tell me in the chat what it's like. I can't remember what it's called. Whatever the Horde mode is in Blacklight Retribution, it's basically a 10 times better version of that. And I love it. Honestly, I'm kind of hope that if they ever make another Blacklight, they just cancel that part and they just focus on Blacklight, the core mechanics. Onslaught, yeah. Basically a way better version of Onslaught because Killing Floor, they've got it. Give it to Killing Floor. Don't even... What?
Speaking of Onslaught.
Oh my god. Alright, story time. One time, long time ago in Chicago, this one beat Onslaught by herself. We recorded the whole thing, and I had the footage. Don't know if I have it anymore. Probably don't. We were supposed to post it on your channel, but then you got rid of your channel, so I'm blaming you. Cool. Killing Floor. Killing Floor, awesome game. Love it. Cool. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about, very, very different. Very different. It has nothing to do with Overwatch. It has nothing to do with Lawbreakers. It has nothing to do with Killing Floor. It does have to do with games, though. Before I talk about it, though, do you want to get some water or anything like that? Do you have water? You good? Okay, cool. Then let's jump into it. Video game movies. Video game movies. This is really random. Why did we talk about this? Because I've been playing an awesome game recently. Fallout 4. So let's go ahead and jump into this. This is really about a dream of mine that I would just love to see. Video game movies usually suck. Video game movies are usually very, very bad. The only good video game movie out there is the one that Disney made, and that was Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph, incredible. And that's because I think it was all like, it's a brand new IP mixing in a ton of other IPs. But otherwise, video game movies are usually really bad. And I mean critically bad. Like, you may like a video game movie. There might be a video game movie out there that you're like, no, I really like this movie just kind of because. Hitman is a good example. Some people just really like the Hitman movies or the Resident Evil movies. But critically, they're bad, right? Like, critics come in and they're just like, these are terrible movies. They just tear them apart. They don't think about the source material. They're just kind of like, no, this is just a bad movie. And so I was thinking, sitting back, that if for those that don't know, Comic-Con in San Diego is either happening or just happened. And so there's lots and lots of trailers coming out for, I don't know, all the new Marvel stuff, all the new DC stuff, Stranger Things, great show, by the way. Even more new Game of Thrones trailers. So a lot of new stuff coming out, right? And I was like, what if Fallout 4 had a movie or a series? What if The Elder Scrolls had a movie or a series? And I think, and we both kind of agreed on this, is that Bethesda has some really good franchises that could work really well as a series or as a movie. And so we talked a little bit about Fallout, and I think this is the most primed to be a show or a movie. What are your thoughts?
Fallout 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just feel like you said, I feel like if they called it like Vault 92.
Yeah.
And like it was just like the opening for Fallout 3. I think that would be really, really cool. Like a whole life in the vault. Or the other thing we said, which is that like if you did it from the perspective of someone who didn't get inside the vault, like just missed getting inside the vault.
Ghouls, right?
And then like they live for hundreds and hundreds of years. But like you obviously don't show all of that.
Right.
But then like I think it'd be cool if they showed like parts of that and then people coming out of the vaults and being like, screw you, like I didn't get in the vault and I'm ugly now.
Yeah. No, I think there's so much potential, right? I think Fallout 4 Fallout as a franchise could actually make a good series or a movie. Now, I'm in the camp that it would make a better series. I think a movie would be very difficult. You'd be cramming a whole bunch of stuff in. But a series where you could have an hour-long episode.
Maybe the people who made like The Walking Dead could make it.
Oh, yeah. Really I could totally see that.
That would be great.
Not in a like, just walking around sense, but like that sense of like urgency when it needs to, that sense of community when you need that. They are really good at that. And I think Fallout needs that. I love the idea of having like, okay, you're in the vault, right? This is a character. This character was born in the vault, just like Fallout 3. And this character got into the vault, like Fallout 4. They show another character who never made it in the vault. They're becoming a ghoul slowly. They have characters that became super mutants, right? Super mutants are huge, but we don't ever get story behind a super mutant, right?
You could do the story behind the dog in Fallout 4.
Yeah, you could. You could talk about the dog. You could talk about different animals, like whatever. You could talk about
robots.
You could show. Yeah, I mean, there's so many cool things that you could do, in a kind of a Game of Thrones-esque way, right? Like show different characters doing different things. There's no main character in Game of Thrones. You could say Jon Snow is, but like even then, he has like less time in some episodes. He's literally not shown in some episodes where they just show other people, especially because he was dead for a really long time. Spoilers. But it's like
you already said.
I know.
Because people are in the chat now, like screw you.
Sorry, but I do really feel like there's a great opportunity here. I think being able to show organizations without spoiling. The Minutemen, the Brotherhood of Steel, and stuff. Yeah, and not being lame about it, right? Like that's the hardest thing I think about video games is like video game movies is making them not lame. And I think Fallout has just a really great sense of like nothing's crazy in Fallout, right? Like the only things that are crazy are like death claws. But like you can just CGI that in, you don't need like crazy like fantastical things going on and like so it kind of feels lame, like
which
just
there isn't anyway.
Right. Like just make the vault suit not super blue, make it denim or something. You know what I mean? Not denim, but like make it look realistic. And I think the rest of the game is going to go forward fine, or the rest of the show, I should say, would go forward fine. I think a 12-episode show, or 6 even, like a 6-episode show that's like quick. Or an anime. I mean, I don't know. I think... Yeah, no. I don't think an anime for Fallout would actually work very well. I think that would be kind of lame. I think that would actually just make it lame. Because, like, Fallout's not, like, a fast-paced, like... Not that all animes are fast-paced, but, like, it doesn't... I don't think it would take that treatment very well. It has a very specific art style. Yeah. And, like, anime has multiple art styles, but, like, they're all in kind of the same camp. And I just don't think you'd see that. Like...
Yeah, you're right. It was just a quick idea. Yeah. You know? You're right. It would be lame.
But a live action I could see. I could see like a well planned out, thought out act, like, you know, live action Fallout 4 show. Could be awesome. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section, in the chat.
To say.
There are go ahead.
I remember the name of that guy who makes the movies, Tim Burton.
Oh yeah. That's completely, no one has any idea what you're talking about, but
I was saying
that's okay.
that there should be a Binding of Isaac movie.
That's
fair. I think Tim Burton should make it.
Binding of Isaac. If you guys haven't played Binding of Isaac, it's like a small top-down
dungeon crawler thing.
It's not a dungeon crawler.
Isn't it? I don't know what games are.
Roguelike. Dungeon, like, I guess you could say dungeon crawler. I guess you could say that. I don't know if I say that. But dungeon crawling roguelike, top-down. It's pretty fun.
Pretty dark.
Yeah. But it's a little crazy.
It's dark and silly.
Yeah. And Tim Burton. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. Yeah, no, I can see that. See that. There are a couple people in the chat mentioning some other games, or some other games that would do really well. Wolfenstein. Assassin also says Fallout anime. No, please no. But Wolfenstein I think would make a really good one. There's already a show that's like that, kind of, and it's like something High Castle, but it's literally if the Nazis had won. But I think it would be awesome to see BJ Blazkowicz. I think the only difficult thing with that one is BJ Blazkowicz is such a specific character, and having a live action version of him would really bother me. And I think that's one of the difficult things. In Fallout, you could just make new characters.
You could make like whole new storylines and stuff.
Exactly.
Based on the lore. But you could do the same thing with Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein is a game about BJ Blazkowicz. Like, if you get rid of BJ Blazkowicz, how do you...
Yeah, like, you could have, like, a group of, like, really cool people who, like, are trained to take down all the crazy machines, all the crazy Nazi machines.
Yeah, I feel like why use the game then? Like, I feel like Fallout has a really awesome world to it, right? And it allows you to be creative. Same way that, like, a book will do, right? A book, you don't see anything. So you can make things look the way that you want them to look, right? So, you want some coffee?
I'm good.
You sure? Sorry, guys. I don't mean to bore. I hope the conversation's not boring. I'm sorry.
No, stop. Stop.
But I think that it would, but I feel like that's, like, I don't know. I feel like have, like, a game that has a specific character, Hitman for perfect example. Hitman, Max Payne, like having a Max Payne character who's not Max Payne. That's my biggest fear for the Uncharted movie. Like why? Like who's gonna play Nathan Drake? It's not gonna be.
It's gonna be an Uncharted movie.
Yeah, there's been one being in development for a long time. And it's like one of those things where it's like you're not gonna be Nathan Drake. It's like if they make a Last of Us movie, you're not gonna be Joel and Ellie. You're gonna be other people, and that's difficult to get across. I would love to just see more animated movies. Like if there was just a full animated movie of The Last of Us, yeah, I'll watch it because you can just recreate the character completely. Like that's what's awesome about it. I think you could do the same thing. Like the game, like Wolfenstein looks incredible. Like if you could just make an animated film of BJ Blazkowicz doing crazy stuff, I'd watch it. But like a live action version of it, it would just be like I don't know. Like you'd have to find a really great lookalike. I'm not saying it's impossible, but that's where I think you start to make those mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. But Fallout's not the only one that we thought about. We also thought about Skyrim, which by the way has a really boring website.
Yeah.
The Fallout website's awesome, and the Elder Scrolls
just like snow. That's it.
they like make the Elder Scrolls a specific website that's part of the Bethesda website, which like Fallout 4 has its own. It's really frustrating. So like you have to like click the games and then like all of their games are here. But I think the Elder Scrolls is another perfect game. Series, right? Like not Skyrim necessarily. I actually think it would be a bad idea for them to make a Skyrim game.
You should put dragons in a movie.
Yeah. I mean, I think dragons are fine. I mean, like, you know, I think tons of people love Lord of the Rings. Like, works very well.
Yeah, but like talking dragons?
Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit. Incredible.
Okay, fine.
I'm just saying, I think that would work really well. The reason I'm saying that Skyrim is a bad idea is because that idea of the dragonborn again is like, that's frustrating to me. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. But the only reason I'm not trying to step on your toes when you talk about like dragons and stuff. I just don't think you haven't seen those movies. Like if you've seen Lord of the Rings, which has dragons in it, like, I mean, not the original Lord of the Rings if they have dragons, not many, but there are definitely dragons in, I'll show you the dragon from The Hobbit. It's incredible. Benedict Cumberbatch, incredible.
The movies where I've seen dragons is Harry Potter, the dragon in that, remember it, and Game of Thrones. It's not a movie, but
yeah, no, but like I think right, exactly. I'll show you the one from The Hobbit. You let me know what you think. But I think that this would work really well if you just make it an Elder Scrolls game or an Elder Scrolls movie. Sorry, right? Like I think I was mentioning before that I think ESO would be a good like kind of time point, right? A time era. Whatever era to be in. ESO is Elder Scrolls Online is about like when Cyrodiil is being taken. So like it's the fight for Cyrodiil, and I like that. But you could do it in any time period, and that's the thing that I think is awesome. Is there's so much great source material that you could
do a movie about like the Aegir and the Daedra or something.
Yeah. I mean, they could do anything. You know what I mean? I think that's a good point. I think you could have movies. I think you could have shows. I'm still in the camp with shows, and that might just be because I'm out of touch with movies nowadays. I think I'm just don't care about movies that much anymore. But I think a series allows you to see so many more viewpoints, right? Whether it's an anime or whether it's a live action TV show, you're able to see so many viewpoints of so many different characters, even if it's about a specific character. Like for example, people were talking about Arrow in the chat, and I think like that does make a difference, right? It's like Arrow is a show, but it's about Green Arrow. But you're able to see so many viewpoints in so many different areas. Daredevil does that. Luke Cage does that. All of the Marvel shows. But I think that's pretty awesome. But yeah, I think it would be so cool to be able to, or even like have different series of the different time periods. Like having an Oblivion time period one where like whoever the main character of the story is goes into Oblivion and like does these things. Or even do a Skyrim one where there is a Dragonborn. Again, I'm not necessarily in that camp, but yeah, it's just a thought. So let me know what you guys think. Do you have any other thoughts when it comes to the Elder Scrolls being a show?
Not about the Elder Scrolls.
Gotcha. Another one?
No, I was just saying that from my experience. Well, in fairness, I haven't seen any video game movies ever.
That's not a bad
thing. Yeah, I can get out of that.
Yeah.
The only type of thing I've seen is obviously like the Overwatch shorts, which are like top notch, incredible.
Have you not seen Wreck-It Ralph?
No.
Oh man, Wreck-It Ralph, incredible movie.
I remember the trailers for it.
So good.
But from my experience, games about movies and shows are good, or some of them.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean,
Walking Dead?
Which one? So that's different. That's Telltale, right? Telltale is like special in that way. Telltale changes the way that video game or movie games are done, right? They're able to take content and just make it interactive. Basically because you could just watch that, right? But instead it allows you to make these changes. I'm not saying you're wrong though, by the way. Those like Telltale, you're right, has made some really incredible feats in that way. But if you take a look at all of the terrible Spider-Man games that Activision made, if you take a look at all of the bad licensed games that Activision has made, they're all really bad. Like, there are new ones now, right? Like, and it's not necessarily like a movie. Like, for example, Batman, the Batman Arkham series, that's from comic book material. It's not necessarily from the movie material, right? If you play the Dark Knight video game, it's bad. If you play any of the Superman games, they're bad. Like, and that's usually the problem. That new Marvel Omega game that we played, bad. Like, it's bad game. So like it's so common, but it's definitely easier to make. I think usually the issue there is budget. So I think you're right. I think movie games are easier to make than game movies. Game movies, you're inherently changing things to make it less, right? Like in a game, you're playing it, you're interacting with it. Then you take away that and you're like, just watch it instead. And it's not the same as watching someone else play the game either, because then you're watching someone else's perspective. And like you can still play it if you want. But yeah, I think it's quite frustrating to like have to sit down and like watch something that you've already been through and like it's just like a weird rendition of it. So I think it definitely is easier the other way. Are there movies that you're interested in seeing as games?
I mean, I want to see a full-on Overwatch movie, but I think that's gonna happen.
No, other way around. Movies as games.
Oh, maybe as games.
Yeah. Though we can talk about the other way around too.
I think they can make a pretty sick Hunger Games movie. I mean, game. But you haven't seen the Hunger Games, but you know the kind of thing it is. It's
yeah, I think that's like a big thing right now anyway, right? Like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Ark, all of those games are Battle Royale games. And I think they came out of the idea that Hunger Games was like so popular. I think the second Hunger Games, let me know if I'm correct. I don't know if you guys have played these games or not. But when I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of I don't know.
It's Hunger Games is a lot more. It's not as much like fight for your life as it is like fight for survival. So it's like it would be like a survival game and a fight game.
And that's Ark. That's Ark Survival Evolved. It's literally about like that's what that's about. There's so many games like that. And I think they came out of the time. Again, I really don't know the times. I'm not good at that.
The Lego games.
Yeah, those are great.
They're good.
Yeah, and again, I think that's like Lego. Like great example again is like Warner Brothers and making the Lego games as well as Telltale making the Telltale games, right?
They're a whole different thing.
Yeah, it's like their genre, right? Like if you take a look at my favorite game company ever, Platinum Games, they can, if they have the budget, make any good game, any good source content, a great action game. I would love a Kill la Kill game by, I know you didn't finish Kill la Kill, but a Kill la Kill game by Platinum Games. I'd love to see a One Punch Man game that's super short by Platinum Games. I'd love to see so many anime turn into games by Platinum Games. They just need the budget. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's interesting about games, that you can make a good movie game.
Can you imagine a Telltale style, not Telltale, but Telltale style ReZero?
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
The decisions you'd have to make.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
So awful.
In a good way. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's seen ReZero, but that would be an awesome Telltale game. Or, that point-and-click adventure style. That'd be awesome. Yeah,
I also think there's potential to make a really good... I know that it is an Attack on Titan game, but I think like there's potential to make something really amazing.
I mean, the Attack on Titan game, I think...
With different characters, like a different storyline.
I agree with that one. I agree with that. I think I would love to see, after Attack on Titan is finished, use that source material. It is very frustrating.
But you could follow the same timeline from Series 1, just with a different character.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the most recent one is good, though. I think the most recent... Have you played the most recent Attack on Titan game? I think it's really good. I think there's room for improvement and stuff. And, of course, I wish Platinum Games made it. But I think it worked out really, really well. There's more Titan killing than makes sense, I think. But I still think it's pretty great. They just introduced the Beast Titan as well, which is interesting. No spoilers there, though. Won't talk anymore about that. Okay, cool. Anything else you want to talk about when it comes to movie games, game movies, anime movies, movie games? I mean, everything with games, not anime movies. But cool. Awesome.
In the room. Just kidding.
No, I don't want that. I'm just kidding. I know there are fans when we were out there, just not me. Okay. One more thing I want to talk about. Pretty quickly. It's not going to be quick. But we talked about a lot of things today. There's one other thing I want to talk about. It's a brand new game coming out. It's been in alpha and beta. but it's a game that I'm really excited. Whoa.
It's stuck to that.
Yeah. But it's a game that's been in alpha and beta for a long time, and now finally it's coming out. Early access, I believe, is coming June 25th, so in 2 days. And again, I'm really, really excited for it. Fortnite. And let me know if this, I hope this isn't laggy for you guys, but yeah, Fortnite, God. First and foremost, I want to talk about, like, congratulations to Epic Games. Like, if you guys don't know Epic Games, they make the Unreal Engine, and they've really been killing it recently. They've got one of my favorite MOBAs, the only MOBA that I think I'll ever really play, even though I'm not playing it currently. It's the only MOBA I think I will actually get into, and that's Paragon. Incredible game. And now they're making Fortnite. And I'm just really, really excited to play this game because it's... So cool. Yeah, I just think there's so much potential for it. But basically, this game, how do I explain it? This game is like a mixture of Starhawk. If you guys don't know Starhawk, I'll explain it in a second, plus Minecraft, or the Fallout settlement creation thing, right? Mm-hmm. Starhawk is a build and battle game where you look at the ground and you figure out, okay, I'm going to build something here and I'll be able to actually use it in battle. So it's like, okay, here's my base. There's nothing here, but I'm going to go ahead and spawn a sniper tower and then spawn some walls and then spawn a vehicle depot. And I think Starhawk was way ahead of its time, and its predecessor, the one before it, yeah, its predecessor was Warhawk, another game that was less build and battle and more like just being able to go land to sea, land to air really easily. But Starhawk was just a really incredible game that, again, I think was ahead of its time. It was on PlayStation 3. Now, it's basically that build and battle mentality against zombie hordes, which I will never get old. I mean, I will never get tired of zombie hordes.
Monsters, though. I feel like they're supposed to be...
Well, they're called husks, and I think that the whole point is that they're like zombie-like creatures. I mean, even if you look at the bottom of the screen, they're like little zombie hands kind of like reaching up, and a lot of them
I think they're like, they seem more like aliens to me.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I've watched a pretty good amount of gameplay. I think maybe it's supposed to be ambiguous. I think they don't call them zombies on purpose. Mm-hmm. So I think, they call them husks, and I think there are different types.
It's a horrible name.
Husks? Mm. Kind of like that.
No, it's a good name. I just think it's horrible. Like,
yeah. But yeah, it's a little bit more cartoony, but it's got that like Epic Games shine on it. So like, even though it's kind of cartoony, it's closer to Overwatch's Pixar style, comparatively to Coloring Book. Sorry, Paladins. Coloring Book Paladins. But I like the way it looks, and I'm really excited about the way it plays. And again, it also has that Minecraft Fallout settlement style thing as well. So
I think it's a lot more like the Fallout settlements thing.
Yeah, agreed. But you have to go find the materials, and that is more like Minecraft. So like, there are trees, you have to chop down trees to get wood. Okay. There are cars. You don't chop down trees, you just go delete them.
Yeah, okay.
You literally have to go into your own place, and like, you can't go out into the world and chop down trees. Right, exactly. Whereas Minecraft, you have to go out and actually find them. So I think it's a mixture of the two, but it is more like Fallout when it comes to placing things and creating structures, for sure. But yeah, so it's this build and battle mentality. Let me go ahead and see if I can show you guys a little bit of the gameplay.
Seems a little bit laggy.
Yeah, I think it's just because it requires a lot, and I'm trying to stream and do a whole bunch of things at the same time. Let's see. I think this is like supposed to be like check out the neighborhood thing. Treehouse. Well,
that's not a treehouse. There's no tree.
So here's like I guess kind of the idea that here's a little house or whatever, and you're basically like gonna upgrade it by like putting more and more things on it. And you build like this, right? Like, you can put spike traps down. You can build like the stairways. It can be made out of different materials. You'll see that there's kind of like brick and wood here. And then you have like defend your fortress, which is pretty cool. And you have different, actually, this is actually a lot cooler than I thought it would be. This is like really laggy, unfortunately. And actually I can probably make it run a little bit faster by exiting out of these old ones. Hopefully this works a little bit better, guys. Sorry, everything's a little bit laggy. But there are different... I don't know. This isn't worth it. I'm just going to show you guys the trailer. We'll just kind of talk over it. Okay, so here's the gameplay trailer. And while that's playing, with no sound, just to kind of like show you guys what's up. But yeah, there's a lot of really awesome things in the game, right? So first of all, there's tons of different maps, and I believe that they're procedurally generated. I could be wrong, but they're all very, very different. That was one of the things that they talked about a lot in this game. There's also this.
That sounds impressive.
Yeah. I mean, I think it kind of. I'm hoping it's procedurally generated, but it's okay if it's not, and it's more like Killing Floor. If it's like Killing Floor, I'm okay with that too. There's a lot of really great maps in Killing Floor, and I wouldn't mind playing them over and over again. But if it was procedurally generated, that means we would never have to stop playing the game. So that's really exciting if that's the way it goes. It's also mission based. So like you basically go in and like you have to help someone. And so you go in, you have to like create a reactor, or like go and like start up a generator, and then from there you start to build out your base and defend it from waves and waves of enemies. And I'm really, really excited about that. It kind of reminds me of Plants vs. Zombies, actually, the aesthetic, the way that it looks. But super, super excited for this game because of that. But again, so all the maps, really, really excited. You also have to collect building materials and the crafting materials. So again, this kind of goes back to the more Minecraft version of things, where you have to go out and you have to like go, chop down trees to get the materials. You have to go find cars and break them down and get all the materials to build anything. And I like that. I really am huge on that right now. It's like going out, finding the materials and doing things. And I also like what Minecraft has started, that whole building mentality. I don't like Minecraft's gameplay, and so I think that's why I just never play it. But I like the idea.
Specific something you didn't. I feel like
the combat, 100% the combat. It's just boring.
Oh, I thought it was the other.
There's also nothing to do. Mining?
Yeah, you said there was a word you used. Was it spelunking?
Spelunking? Yeah. I don't like spelunking. I think that's boring as well. But the main part of it is just, there doesn't feel like there's a lot to do, and the combat is, I would actually say, effectively terrible. Like, I think it's just not fun. Like, going up and be like, and like, it's just bad. But the idea of building and collecting and then creating, I love. I think it's super cool, and I'm glad that they're putting it into all these games. I'm glad that they put it into, they put it into Fallout. I'm glad they put it into Skyrim, and I can't wait to see what they do with it later, and I can't wait to see what other games do with it. So any game that has this kind of building mentality with objective-based gameplay is going to be so much fun for me. You can go out and explore the different worlds that are, again, I'm hoping procedurally generated. So you can go out and find different materials. You can find, special stuff. But there is an onus on, or an emphasis on going out and exploring. I do like that. It's not huge. But again, it's objective based. So there's like going out and helping AI, and like building those settlements, building those forts and stuff like that. So I like the mission based gameplay. And then of course the whole point of the game is really the fort building and then defending it. So you guys can kind of see in some of the gameplay already that there's lots of building these massive forts, starting from something very small and building out something very large, which is just super exciting. Being able to build out those like really big forts and stuff like that. I mean, look at that. Like there's like, build from, all these different materials, and then being able to upgrade it as well. It gives you kind of that RPG style. And then there's the weapons as well, the weapons and the roles. So this is a 4-player co-op game. Perfect. 4-player co-op game. And it's just like there's, let's see, actually put them down. There's constructors that let you build faster and better. They also have some crowd control mechanics. There's soldiers that have grenades and big guns. That's how they put it, which I think is cool. They have Outlanders, which are really great at harvesting. They have some unique tools as well as a mean right hook. So they have some pretty good melee skills. And there's ninjas, and they're like masters of melee and getting in and out of situations. I'm interested to see how well these are balanced. I'm hoping it's not one of those things where like it's
only worth playing one time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that's the case. I mean, you can already tell that like constructors and soldiers are going to be like definitely there. I'm hoping ninjas are just a lot more effective than in some other games. But we'll see. I'll go ahead and play the cinematic trailer for you guys as well. I'm hoping I don't get in trouble for putting these up. That always sucks. That's why I haven't played any YouTube videos. But yeah. So I'm really excited for all of that. And if you guys can tell, those are roles. So then you can actually have different versions of those characters. Again, really, really excited. And there's, I don't know if there's character creation, but there's weapon crafting as well. So there's so many different things in this game. Woo! Talking a lot about it. What are your thoughts? Yeah, I know it's not out. It's in early access. But it's like but it's not like open. So neither of us have played it. Mm-hmm. Just wanted to put that out there. But what are your thoughts before playing and watching the trailers for it?
It looks less stressful than Killing Floor.
Yeah, Killing Floor can get pretty stressful on the harder difficulties for sure. But yeah, it looks fun. What do you think about the gameplay?
Is there character creation in this? Because it looks like there is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that there are different roles, right? And then there are different versions of those roles, or there are different like. It looked like there was a card system. I don't want to start clicking through the website and making it go slow again, but we can kind of look at it afterwards. Search for survivors? No. But it looks like it's a role-based system and it's not hero-based. So I'm assuming there's character creation.
Creation is like the best.
Yeah, I know you're big on that.
An hour.
Yeah.
Probably more.
I feel you. I get that.
Yeah, if there's character creation, I'll play it anyway, so...
That's fair. So how do you feel about like the build and battle mechanic?
I don't know. I feel like I would be more into the going out and killing stuff and rescuing people part. Just because if I want to do that sort of thing, I'll play a different game.
What game would you play that has... Minecraft. Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. So it's interesting because like I'm definitely not... Like the build and battle mechanic for this is like the game, it seems like. Where like someone needs help, so you build out a fort. And then you attack the enemies coming to you. And then you build out some more.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to try it. I don't know. It looks like fun. I mean, if it's co-op anyways, then I'm sure we would enjoy it, like, with Phoenix or something.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm just wondering what your ideas are overall, like, for the gameplay. I mean, if we go back to the gameplay video, at least, I think it's less about, like, going out and building things. Like, I don't think you can, like, build out the entire town, right? I think it's like you go into a map, and then there's an objective to help someone. So then you go over, and then you build, and they're like stuck in like a, I don't know, like a shop. So then you use the shop and you start to build out. Let's see, like that was a perfect example, right? Like let's go back for a second. This is actually pretty helpful. These people are on top of this like taco shack, right?
Like,
taco shack, right? And they're like help, and so I think you're supposed to kind of go over here all these like enemies, and so then you go out and you kill all the enemies, right? And then from there you start to build out the fort at the taco place, right? So here are all the heroes or whatever, which definitely look different than some of the other ones I've seen played. So
it sounds like this could be really addictive.
Yeah, I think it would be. If it's the way I think it is, I think this game is gonna be awesome. But we'll see. Different classes, right? And then I think there's this building stage, right? Where you like, okay, you killed all the zombies, the wave's over, now start building, right? So then you build out this kind of thing. So I think it's less than, like it's build and battle is very different than Minecraft's like laissez-faire build system, right? Where you're just kind of out like building whatever you want out of like dirt and then like stuff. And like, you don't upgrade, right? But like that's like, it's not like you don't upgrade your stuff. It's not like, the mechanics are not about like an RPG system of leveling, getting loot, which I don't know if I even mentioned, but getting loot, getting like, upgrading your fort and like making it more defensible and all this stuff. Instead, it's more about like just
making it look cool.
Yeah. And like, which you can do in this game as well. But I think they're very different games, right? Like in Minecraft, you just kind of go out and like, I don't know. I also don't like Minecraft, so maybe I'm not the right person to talk about this, but like, I feel like they're very different games. Like build and battle. Like if you see, I'll show you Starhawk. Starhawk's nothing. Like I mean, it's it's TDM. It's a team deathmatch game or an objective game, right? But it's a shooter. And then there's build and battle. So then you like drop down buildings and then you fight. I think that's more like this. Instead, there's an actual building mechanic where you would put things down. So I guess with that kind of information, do you still kind of feel the same, or like you'd rather just play a Minecraft?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would enjoy it. I mean, I think I don't know. I don't think that part really appeals to me, but
the building part.
Yeah, the building part.
Okay, no, that's totally fair. I mean, I think that's interesting. I think that's fair. I think that's kind of Dave's kind of the same way, or Phoenix. I think Phoenix with like this game in particular, but like Phoenix did not care at all about building out settlements. Phoenix didn't really care about building out like his house in Hearthstone or whatever it was, or Hearthfire or whatever it was in Skyrim. So I totally understand that.
I think I would just get upset because I would like even if I did start building something, I'd be like, well, then these zombies just like destroyed half of it. I'm out.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think the idea is to put it up and then like defend it and then like have like yeah, it does seem like there's an upgrade mechanic, like I said, and like I think at some point the walls become probably invulnerable or something. But I do understand what you mean. I think again, it's less about like creating something awesome every time, like and being like a bit more like okay, like you see how easy this is, right? It's very much like okay, let's put up some walls, let's make a quick defense, and then let's play the game. And it seems like you can do that like every time. I also love this like editing feature where like let's put up a wall and now make it a window. Let's put up a wall, let's make it a door. But that just to me that like looks so cool. But I also understand why that might not be or
it looks quite strategic actually.
I mean I think it's more I mean I think it's build and battle is usually very strategic. It kind of takes that RTS style of things. I don't know if you've ever played a real-time strategy game like probably not. No, you've definitely not played it. No, you definitely haven't. But it kind of reminds me of like those RTSs like StarCraft or what is that? Command and Conquer, things like that. But anyway, I'm really excited for the game. We'll see. I'll see if I can get early access to it. I mean, I know I can. So you just have to buy it. So I might buy into early access. That way we can try it. And if you guys don't like it, that's cool. But we'll see. I think to me it looks like a game that I would really get into, and I believe in epic games really, really well. Third-person shooters are also my favorite genre. One of my favorite genres. So I think that's kind of a given as well. Though I'm starting to get way more into first-person genres. I also love that. Like you can so it also looks like there's like you can build forts in multiple places. I don't know. This just looks so cool to me. All right, guys. Well, that's basically it. I didn't really have anything else to talk about. I guess a couple updates for those that are still in the chat. Looks like most people are kind of gone by this point, but I'm going to talk to you guys about a couple things. BCL, BLR, UBCL next weekend, Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's super exciting. Everything's already set up for it. What?
Did you see that? It was huge. That was oh no.
I messed up.
That was a settlement, and it was like the size of the. It's basically what it is.
Oh, the fort, dude. No, it's not it. It's not a settlement.
Oh, I don't know where it was.
I think it was over here somewhere. I don't know. We can look.
It was just huge. Like it was like a huge office building.
I'm assuming it's after this stuff over here, like that. No, there's nothing there. No, we're trying. Oh yeah,
that's what
there is character creation. That definitely is. Oh yeah. Oh, it looks like there's different heroes. So maybe not. So maybe it's not character creation where there's like heroes and then you can like give them different gear. I
don't know where it was. Oh yeah, this. It just looked really huge. I don't know. Maybe it looked different to me, but it just looked.
No. I mean that's pretty big.
I feel like you would need 4 people together to like make something of that size.
Yeah, I don't think you would need to have something of that size, but I think you can. I think that's what's cool about the game is like, or at least the ideas of the game. There's a lot of gameplay out there to actually take a look at it. I think it's slower than they're making it look here as well. Like, you know, you have like 4 characters and there's waves, and so there's time to do things, but it just looks really cool to me. But anyway, that's basically it. Hopefully you guys will see some more content from us soon, or at least from me. Remember, if you want to check out Scarlett EK's channel, do that. Description below. I'll also do my best to cut up this video and post it in separate portions if I think it's interesting enough. Otherwise, hopefully I'll see you guys online. And I'll see you in the next one. You have anything you want to say?
Bye.
Webcam only. Peace out, guys.